Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to another exciting episode of Bees Cast. And as you can see, the bees are on the field behind me. Spring has sprung for the Oakland Ballers. We're getting ready for the season. But before we get to opening day on May 20th, this is a very special episode that we're bringing your way as Zach St. Pierre joins Nevada Colon with a special guest, Kiana, as they play the Newlywed Game, talk about what it's like to enjoy Ballers games both on and off the field, and so much more. So everybody, welcome to this special edition of Bees Cast, sponsored by Fieldwork.
Welcome to Bees Cast. I'm Nevada Cullen, and today we're joined by the St. Pierre fam. We've got Ballers right-hand pitcher Zach St. Pierre, his wife and high school softball coach Kiana St. Pierre, and unfortunately, I talked to you guys a little bit before we started recording. I heard the third member of the St. Pierre family unable to join the call tonight. How is the new pup doing?
He's good. We love him.
Yeah, he's brought a lot of excitement to our lives. He's very small, but it's perfect for us.
Hey, that's cool. I got a small dog back at home. Small dogs are, maybe not everyone's preferred dog, but they're still a joy. Mine likes to climb on my back. I don't know if that's something y'all likes to climb.
They're like right here, like in your neck, like a little bird.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, hey, it's an absolute pleasure to have you both on Bees Cast. I think, part of having Zach on, it's a package deal. You get Zach and Kiana, you get the St. Pierre's, thumbs up for everyone.
Yeah, he keeps doing that.
For those watching on YouTube, Zach and Kiana are on their phones, so if you get the little FaceTime thumbs up every once in a while, just play along with it. But let's get to the chase. Let's rewind because not only did Zach pitch at Bossier Parish Community College in Louisiana, Kiana did as well. So if you'll indulge me and us with the story of how you two met before we get into the baseball and softball of it all, we would love to hear.
Take it away.
Oh, we were at school and Zach noticed me before I noticed Zach because he was quite a bit older. How old were you at the junior college?
21.
21, yeah. So he was a lot older than all the other 18 and 19-year-olds. So he didn't run around in the same crowds. All I heard about Zach was that he threw 95. I didn't know anything about him or nothing. I just knew when I would go hang out with like the baseball team and stuff that I just knew this person that threw really hard. And then he ended up adding me on Snapchat over Christmas break. And then we have the timelines mixed up. I think it was Christmas break.
Every couple times. It's never the same.
He added me on Snapchat and then we just talked a little bit there. And then we just talked for almost a year before we started actually dating.
I was ready to date from day
Zach
one.
was interested first.
Yeah, to say the least. Drove across the country. We weren't dating. Went to go see her.
During COVID.
Yeah, during COVID. Still wasn't interested. I said, that's all right. Year 2 is when we finally started dating. I say year two at our JUCO. But yeah, it took a while to reel her in, but it was worth it.
Played hard to get. Respect, Kiana.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, hey, everyone has their own unique story, and you, Zach, have a unique path that you took to pro ball because unlike a lot of players, you went straight from Bossier Parish to the Lincoln Salt Dogs of the American Association. Why decide to go pro rather than going to a four-year institution to finish your collegiate career, instead taking your career to the next level?
Yeah, so like at the time, I believe I was 20, I had to be 24 at the time, I'm pretty sure. And I talked to a lot of scouts, pro scouts, and the biggest downfall as far as draft goes wasn't necessarily my talent or the numbers I was putting up, but it was my age. And they wanted to see a little bit more production about like who I was facing and who I was throwing against. So they said the best route for me was either go Division 1 and prove that I can get SEC hitters out, or go indie ball route. And at the time, I was battling getting the right grades to go Division 1. And before the second year I was there, I was committed to an NAIA out of Florida called Southeastern.
Oh
And
yeah.
up until like 2 weeks, I called them and said, "Hey, I'm going back to my JUCO. I'm going to try and get Division 1 grades," because still at that time, I don't even think I was Division 2 eligible.
Mm.
And so, fast forward that whole year, I had to get like 40 hour or 30 hours of straight A's, and I've never had a straight A semester in my life. So I was like, okay, well, that's out of the cards. Let me at least try and get Division 2 eligible. And there wasn't really a Division 2 I wanted to go to. There was UT Tyler that I really wanted to go to, and they didn't have the money at the time. And so other than that, I wanted to go to Tampa. They never reached out. And my third option was to go to the same school as her. And so I went ahead and signed early. I say early, it was early for me. It was like November, December time. And sure enough, fast forward another 5, 6 months, I got my 30 hours of straight A's. And all of a sudden I had these teams calling my coaches, seeing if I can get my release. And come to it, the Division 2 school wouldn't release me. And they said that they were a winning program and that they didn't see a reason for me wanting to go Division 1. And my biggest argument was, for one, I'm not coming here. No matter what, I'll either go indie ball, draft, or I'll sign Division 1. And I said, so there's no point in keeping the scholarship. And given they can't give that scholarship away if my name's tied to it. So I told them, and they disagreed. And I said, I understand y'all are a winning program, but you're comparing SEC against Division 2, no offense. And they still didn't see my side of it. And they were pretty stubborn on their part. So I just decided to sign independent ball. And I got connected with the Salt Dogs through a coach that I faced. Never talked to the guy, but he passed my name on. He heard about my age. And so that's kind of how that happened. But I was just like, all right, we're going to go straight to independent ball.
So you pitched in the American Association with the Salt Dogs. Then 2023, I understand you were injured. And then fast forward to 2024, and it was time for a new step in your career, and you end up going to the Pioneer League to play with the Oakland Ballers. For this question's really for both of you. How did you both decide to give Oakland a shot? It's a first year team, and it was a big step for you guys to come out to Oakland last summer. What went into that?
Honestly, a lot. 2022, I didn't have a full season at Lincoln. I was really never one of the guys there. I got a couple of starts. I got hit a couple of times. I mean, I went from pitching junior college, 18, 19, 20-year-old kids to former World Series champions and major league guys that actually had major league time. So, I mean, there was a big adjustment in that process, and I learned a lot just within the 35 games I think I was with them. And then I went from obviously junior college and then my first offseason as a pro. I mean, I no longer had a coach or anybody holding me accountable. And honestly, it just hit me in the face. I tried to get ready too early and overworked my arm, and all of a sudden something popped. It wasn't Tommy John or UCL, thankfully, but it was still a lengthy rehab, especially on my part. Nobody helping me along the way. And so I kind of sat out that entire year, and it worked out in the grand scheme of things. I mean, that's when we got married. We had our marriage date set. I was going to have to miss a week anyways. So, I mean, I kind of took my time on rehab, but come the 2024 season, getting ready, I mean, taking that year off kind of hurt. I had no stats from the year before, and I didn't necessarily have the greatest stats when I was in Lincoln. So there wasn't really a lot of communication. Luckily, I got in touch with an agent who really helped me along the way, and he shot me straight the entire way, and I'm thankful for that. But yeah, I was trying to get back with Lincoln. I was kind of in the loop, but once again, I just wasn't one of his guys. I wasn't really wanted back. It was kind of like last case scenario. If somebody didn't work out with them, they're going to ask me. But after that, I mean, I had one other team in the front tier, and then Tyler Peterson called and they wanted to sign me, and I was like, look, this is what it's going to be. And we kind of looked at it. We talked about it together. We talked a long time, but that was really my only option. I'm thankful for it. And I was excited, especially I wanted to be in the Pioneer. And I told her that I wanted to be in the Pioneer if it wasn't the American. And she was on board with it. We knew that it was going to be closer to Utah and she was going to visit a lot at the time. And we kind of, once I signed, she's like, you know what, I want to come with you. So we worked that out as well. But I wouldn't trade last summer for anything. And I'm excited for this year. But last year, especially having her there, with the ups and the downs of last year, without her being there, I don't think I could have made it, honestly.
Yeah.
I got in my head. It was a mind block for sure. But she was definitely in my corner the entire way.
What was it like for you, Kiana, getting to be there by his side for that big year for his pro career?
Yeah, we did a lot of distance ever since when I left Bipsy to like go play softball. So um that was fun for me to just get to be there for like an actual season and get to like be there every day. And we were blessed enough that we played a lot of games at home and then in Sacramento with YOLO. So there was a lot of games at home. Um, so that meant a lot for me, but I think we have a unique situation where we were both athletes, and not only are we both athletes, but we were both pitchers. So I feel like, though maybe not to like the extremes that he has, like, but I think like we get it. And so I know when he has a really good game or when he has a bad game, and I've known him for years now, and I feel like we have that unique, I love that part of our relationship where we can like connect on that level, and I can kind of give my opinion on things, and I feel like Zach actually values my opinion, and I can give him like, hey, I think you're doing this when you're throwing, or like you should do this against the batters and stuff like that. And like rather than having like an ego with it, I feel like he actually like can take what I have to say and like values it and trusts me because I'm not a ding dong. I kind of know as far as the game goes, I know
Mhm.
about it. And so that was really cool. And I feel like that with this last summer, like being in Oakland and him like riding the waves, it like really grew our relationship, I think, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, you definitely know a thing or two, Kiana. I've seen the collegiate stats. You were no slouch in the circle. We'll get to that in a
Thank
minute.
you.
But for you, Zach, it was a rough start to the season. You were not pitching well, but once July hit, you were a whole different pitcher. I was calling it, it was catching on a little bit. Hot St. Pierre summer. It was in full swing. So
That's awesome.
I'll have to say it a bit more than I guess I didn't say it enough. So my question is, what changed for you? What happened in terms of
Uh,
happening on the mound to where you were able to just dominate hitters the rest of the summer?
Honestly, there was a lot. Um, it took it took a manager to believe in me, and there was a lot of stuff going on within the team in the clubhouse. But there was a switch up in there, and I had a manager that believed in me, and he told me something that my pitching coach said, and it played out to be true. And I knew like once I took that mound, I had two people that believed in me 100% of the way, whether it was failure or success, and that played a lot into it because I needed somebody to believe in me because I could not believe in myself. I mean that everything that was happening. I had one start that like it hit a sprinkler head, and then there was a fly ball that dropped. It was just back to back to back stuff. And at one point, I was just like, you know what, this is what it's going to be. I mean, I'm just stuck in this, and I can't get out of it. And I had one start. I think it was one start at YOLO, and from then on, I think that was either June or July, and I just went on this cruise. I just sat in it, and I enjoyed it. I mean, you have to go through the hard times to enjoy the good ones, but that was definitely, it was like one good start, and then it was two good starts, and then it was three, and then all of a sudden I was like, you know what? Like I'm doing it. I'm in this thing, and I can do it time and time again. But the biggest thing I would say is, for one, she was in my corner. I had a pitching coach who told me from day one he believed in me, and then I had a manager who also said, "You're going to take the ball out there and you're going to do your thing." And I think that's really what I needed the most.
Yeah, they really believed in you so much to the point that they used you a ton. You ended up leading the team in innings in the inaugural season of Oakland Ballers baseball. What does that stat mean to you? I would argue it means a little bit more than maybe some other statistical categories.
Yeah, and I mean that kind of went with like the way my season went. I basically went into every single role other than closing.
Yeah.
But I mean, I closed out a couple of games while I was in there for a couple innings. But I told Jim from day one, I said, I'll do anything you want. If it's starting, if you want me out of the pen to throw 3, 4, 5 innings, if you want me to close out the game, I'll do whatever you want. And I said, I'll even pitch on short days rest. Like whatever the team needs, I just want to win. I told them that, but they kind of used me to that at the very beginning of the year. They just threw me out there to get some innings eaten. And all of a sudden I started proving myself a little bit more and a little bit more. And then I got thrown into the starting role once again. And they just, I mean, I was short pitch count and they just kept me out there. They asked how I feel. And I said, yeah, I'm good. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. And that's kind of how they used me. But the whole leading the team in innings, I mean, I like that stat.
Talking to Kiana and Zach St. Pierre here on Bees Cast. And I think team player really sums it up for you, Zach. When did you start pinch running? Because I get there in the middle of the summer and I'm like, who is this guy on the bases? We don't have a number 14. Like I'm looking through the hitters. TP says to me, like that's Zach St. Pierre. I was like, the pitcher? He's like, yeah. I was like, what is he doing on the base paths? So yeah, where did that come about? How did you were you doing that in college, or did you just say to Aaron and Jim, like, hey, just throw me out there on the bases, I can run?
Yeah, I mean, I wish it was that easy. I say that. I mean, it really just got thrown on to me. It was the first series when we were in Glacier. Had someone come up to me and they were like, "You're pretty fast, right?" And I'm like, "I mean, I can run." He said, "No, like you're fast. You can run bases for us, right?" And I was like, "I mean, I will, yeah." And he said, "Yeah, because you're athletic. You played shortstop in college." I was like, "I didn't." But I mean, yeah, I can run some bases. He
They're
said,
taking it
"Yeah, you're
down,
going to start running
like,
some bases." Yeah, I was like, I didn't play shortstop. Now I ask my junior college coach all the time because I can throw left-handed. I was like, you know what? I'll go to outfield. I can play left-handed. I can run bases. They're like, no, they don't want me getting hurt. And I put that to rest. But yeah, I showed up and they're like, you're going to start running some bases with us in like crucial times. I was like, yeah, I'll be ready. So they eventually called me. I think we were in Rocky Mountain vibes, and I got called to go run at second base. And I was like, it was nervous at first, but and then I ended up taking a base on a ball in the dirt against YOLO at home, and I dove headfirst in the third, and nobody on the coaching staff was a fan of that. So they kind of threw that away for a month or two, and then I finally went up to Aaron. I was like, dude, I can run some bases. I'm not going to get hurt. And him and Jim had a conversation, and Jim's just like, athletes don't get hurt. So after that, there's a time Noah was at first base. Forget who hit it to the wall, but he ended up going from first to home and he got thrown out. And Aaron looked at me and we both knew that like I should have been running, but he went up to Jim that night and he's like, I was going to put him in. And then that's when Jim said, athletes don't get hurt, just run him. So after that, I started seeing a lot more running time, which was awesome. And I got my first steal sign in northern Colorado, and it turned into a hit and run. So we don't know if I would have been out or safe, but I got the steal sign.
I mean, goals for 2025, first stolen base of your pro career.
I mean, yeah, I hope so. I asked Miles before I signed. I said, "Am I still going to get to run some bases?" He said, "Hell yeah!" So we'll see if he holds true to that.
I love it. I love it. So on 2025, and then I want to have some fun in a moment. I have a little game I want to play with y'all. You'll see. Excitement. Why? I was curious as to why you come back in 2025. I imagine part of it, you get to pitch with a lot of the same guys and the same coaching staff that you did last year. So
Yeah.
How excited are you to go and do that in 2025?
I mean, we talked about it, but like joining the team last year after being out for 20 plus months, driving across the country and just throwing myself into it, and that kind of sucked. I mean, no matter what you do in professional baseball, that's kind of how it's going to be. You're always jumped into situations, but it's nice to come back to 25 knowing that I still have a manager who trusted me and a pitching coach who loves me. And those guys I can have hard conversations with, and it's not going to ever be blown out of proportion. Like I'll shoot them straight and they shoot me straight, and I know what I'm getting out of them and they know what they're getting out of me. And I like that going into it. It kind of made it easy to come back knowing that they're both still going to be there. And even then, like I talk about the pitching and Miles, but James, I mean, he is a rock in the clubhouse. I love that guy so much, and he treated my wife excellent. But he is somebody that I can always talk to, and it doesn't have to be about baseball. So, just having that clubhouse there and the teammates that are coming back, I'm really excited for.
Yeah. Kiana, you excited to come back and see everyone?
Yeah, I am. I spent every single night at the ball field. I came
Yeah.
to every game, whether he was pitching or not. So I got a couple of my 68s in the out and right field that I'm excited to see again. So
Sweet.
and
Pretty sure
everybody
you
in
are.
the
Pretty sure you're
everybody.
anyways.
I try to be. I mean, I was on the maracas, so. But yeah, everybody in the organization's always been super, super kind to me. So I'm excited.
That's sweet. Okay, so 2 things you need to know. One, if you don't know, I've said it earlier in the podcast, Zach and Kiana are married and have been now since 2023. So this is tug in cheek, what I'm about to say. 2, we're about to play the Newlyweds Game, which obviously they've been around a little while. So I'm familiar with the game because my dad's actually a wedding DJ. So he's he
Oh,
knows
wow.
this inside and out. My mom's a wedding planner as well. So they love weddings. I love weddings. Did you all do the Newlywed Game at any point? Engagement party, wedding, anything like that?
No, I don't think
Nope.
we did.
All right. So do you know are you familiar with the game?
I'm not. No, she might.
I mean, maybe just not.
Okay. So I'm just going to ask some questions. Normally, you would answer. I'm going to ask who is blank. And normally you would hold up like the groom's shoe or the bride's
The
shoe.
shoe. Yeah.
The shoe game. That's what I'm referring to. Thank you. I don't know why. So it works. It's not the Newlyweds Game. It's the shoe game. I don't think we're gonna play with shoes. So you guys can just point to each other.
Okay.
There we go.
Maybe some questions, and we're kind of doing it baseball softball edition. I'm gonna have a few questions that are pretty general, but then we're gonna really dive in to the diamond. No pun intended there. So first question was going to be who made the first move, but I think we learned that earlier in the podcast when it was definitely Zach. So
Yeah.
it's pretty much instantly going to go straight into sports because, again, we've alluded to it a little bit, but you both are pitchers. Zach still professionally, Kiana did it in college for a long time. So who is, and this can be in life or in the game of baseball or softball, who is more superstitious?
Yeah.
Big time.
Okay.
Big time.
What are the quirks that you would do like on a game day or something like that?
For one, I had to get her a Red Bull before she started
every start, yeah.
every game.
It had to be a Red Bull. So
Love
that would be one of them. I didn't like once my cleats were on, they could not come off again.
Mhm.
This may be like TMI, but I had to like go pee before every start because I was just so nervous. And so like if I didn't do that, then I didn't feel right.
Hey, as a broadcaster, we go pee before every broadcast because if not, there's something fresh moving into the bathroom.
So, I had to wear like specific sliders with specific uniform, like specific ribbons with specific uniforms. It was more about like just keeping everything the same. But
Right.
what's funny is I'm even more superstitious when Zach's pitching than when I'm pitching. I almost like hate it even more. So
you need to play the maracas for every game.
yes, I like have to. I can't breathe. So.
Yeah.
I
There
could
was
see
once one for me last year, and that was the mustache. I was not touching that.
that. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. You were rocking it. It was looking good. And
No, you don't have to.
Yeah. Yeah. It was good for a minute, but it got bad, but I still wasn't touching it.
This is more information than you asked for, but I like do not let Zach touch his facial hair because I like the beard since day one. And then when he was not doing good, we were like, we got to switch it up. And Zach comes out of the bathroom and he was like, I think I'm going to shave the mustache. I'm like, do it now before I change my mind. Do it. And he was like shocked that I said yes. And then from then on, he started doing well, and the mustache had to stay. And I personally hated it, but
hey, there's a reason I'm clean shaven. My fiance doesn't like the facial hair, and I agree.
Yeah.
It looks bad on me. It looks the whole ensemble looks really good on Zach. Better than me.
That's what I'm saying. The mustache, they're lying to you if they say it looks better.
On to the next one. And I think I might have. So I get the sense, Kiana, that in the circle, you were pretty energetic, pretty hyped, pitched a lot of energy.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So this could go either way. Who is the worst loser?
Oh,
Me.
by far her.
Me.
Yeah. Yes.
Ultra competitive.
Yeah.
Yes.
Big time.
Yep.
I think
Hey,
something would like ruin my week.
I hate losing too, but I do get the feeling whenever I would watch Zach pitch. I didn't see him lose a lot because I was there second half of the season. But I feel like even in a bad outing, you were pretty level-headed. But
Zach's super level-headed. I'm like high highs and low lows.
all right, we're gonna dive super deep right now into the research that I did. Who is more likely to earn a win? And this is there's a real answer here.
I feel like it would be you.
You
Zach
have over
is-
like 50 wins in college.
Zach is correct. I'm basing this off only 2024. I didn't go that deep. Kiana, 18 wins to 3 losses last year. You kidding me? Now, you're not saying yourself? That's incredible. 18 wins in 28 appearances. Zach, you had 7, which was very respectable considering you pitched out of the pen as well.
Yeah.
Get on my level.
18's hard to beat.
It is hard, but you might have this next one, Zach. We'll see. Who is more likely to strike someone out?
Oh my gosh, Zach.
Yeah, I'd probably say me.
Absolutely, Zach.
Yeah. It is at almost 9.5 Ks per 9 last year. So Zach had some nasty stuff. Kiana's no slouch either. Almost 6.5 per 9 in 2024. But
see, that calculation might be off though, because in softball it's Ks per 7.
Ks per 7 is a lower total though.
Yeah. Oh, really?
I'm bumping Kiana's number up right now.
Oh, yeah.
Help
See, I was trying to help you.
If we did Ks per 7, your number would go down too, Zach. So I'm trying to bump both.
Wow.
Of you.
Yeah, see. But yeah, that's definitely Zach.
Yeah, no, Zach, what pitch is it for you that's your bread and butter for your strikeout pitch? I feel like you got a good breaking ball, maybe a changeup in there.
Yeah, I'd say changeup probably for sure.
Am I misremembering? I don't remember who. I need to talk to Riley from last year, who's now with the Blue Jays, director of analytics. I feel like maybe the 2-seamer for you is a pretty good pitch.
Yeah, I mean, it started turning into like he marked it up as a sinker, but I just thought it as a 2-seam, and it was just getting a lot of run last year, just out of nowhere. But yeah, the 2-seam and changeup were like my go-tos.
All right, I got 2 more questions for this the shoe game. So who is more likely to walk a batter?
Oh yeah,
Zach.
me.
Okay, this is not a bad thing. You are correct. It's Zach with 39 walks and 82 and 2/3 innings last year. Not bad at all. That's less than half a walk per inning. Kiana, let me put my little my binoculars here. I have to really look in on this. 19 in 135 innings.
Yeah.
That would be one thing I would say I was good at. I didn't walk girls.
Goodness, that's fantastic. That's 0.14 walks per inning.
Wow.
So it took you like 5 innings to get a walk. So hitters like you were not giving out free passes whatsoever.
No, I guess.
Yeah, thumbs up from that.
And I got one last one, and I feel like I need to have an intervention for you two here. Who is more likely to score a run?
Score a run? Like running?
Yeah.
I would say me.
I don't know. I pinch ran too.
You scored maybe once.
Zach is correct. Zach scored 4, but Kiana, you also scored 1. You guys are pitchers.
I did, yeah. I ran a lot more, but I never scored. I ran with 2 outs.
You did score once. I mean, come on. Like, what are both of your coaches doing? Just sending you out there on the bases. You guys are just freak athletes.
That is funny. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Her sliding needs some work, but that's all right.
We'll have to get the slip and slide out when Kiana comes. We're gonna slide. Yes. All right. So thanks for playing that game. I got one more question for each of you. Actually, it's just one more question, period. How did you both start coaching? Because Zach, I know you've given lessons. I don't know if you're still doing that.
Yeah.
But Kiana, you're a high school coach now. So where did that start for both of you?
You want me to go?
Yeah, you can.
Honestly, I just started doing it. Stay in touch with baseball, especially when I was hurt. And once we moved to Kansas, I mean, lessons started out small and not a lot. I mean, Kansas baseball is a little different. They don't. I mean, even with her softball, I mean, they don't start playing until what, end of March.
Yeah, play.
So, I mean, I've grown my clientele, but I love giving back to the game. I try to help out as much as possible. I mean, all the knowledge I've learned through the years through the coaches, I just try and share that and pass it on. Really, it's not about the money, it's more about just helping them further their skills in baseball as much as possible.
Um, Obviously I finished my college career here, and then I got a job, and one of the ladies that I work with, her daughter was going into high school, and they were just getting a new coach, and she wanted me to apply for the head coach job, and I was like, I don't want that job. I was like, no, I don't want that job. So somebody else had applied, and then she gave him my number, just was like, you should just reach out. And so then he called me and was like, do you want to help and be an assistant? And I thought about it, and a pitching coach, and then I just decided, yeah, I mean, I love being around the game. It's different going from college, and I'm used to like how quick the ball moves there, to like high school. That was like an adjustment. But I love being back. I love having something to be competitive about. That's what I miss the most about softball. But and I love the girls. So
That's
we have fun, and they're rocking and rolling this year, but kind of
Yeah.
just
How's
fell
the
into
season
it
going?
well. Yeah, they're doing so good. They're like
Last we looked, they were number one in the state.
18-3 or something like that. Yeah,
They only had
18-3.
Yeah, not they had 3 losses.
3.
Yeah.
18-3. So
Where
we're
have
doing
I heard that record before? Oh, wait a minute. It was your pitching wins loss record last year.
No, the girls are. I love it. We've got a good group, and it's fun. We just have fun.
That's sweet. Well, best of luck with the rest of this season. Hope y'all win a title. That would be pretty
Thank
cool.
you.
First year.
Yeah.
Obviously, lofty goals there. And Zach, best of luck to you this year. Hope it's another fantastic year for you with the Ballers, and who knows, maybe a title's in store for you guys as well.
Yeah, that's what we're shooting for, no doubt.
All right. Well, appreciate having you guys on. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you.
It was a blast.
Yeah.
Thanks to everyone else. Thanks for watching and listening to Bees Cast. Be sure to like and subscribe. If you're listening on Spotify or another platform where you can leave a review, we'd love 5 stars. Thumbs up to that.
Where's that at?
Where's that?
If you're watching on YouTube, yeah, again, feel free to subscribe. And we will talk to you next week. Thanks for watching Bees Cast.
All right, opening day almost here, May 20th. Everybody's excited here. We're building, we're ready to go. We are fired up. We're gonna have La Russell in the house. Ave, the 9-year-old hyphy rapper who wrote the Scrappy Anthem, will be in the house. Jay Walt, who wrote the Ballers Anthem. I cannot wait for you guys to hear this. He'll be in the house too at Ramondi Park. It is going to be an absolute scene here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave us comments, leave us feedback, leave us questions. We will get to all of it as we deliver another Ballers season. Thank you to Fieldwork for sponsoring this podcast, and I am going to jet because I got way too much work to do. Don't forget to like and subscribe.